Welcome to a wonderful and mystical world. A type of place that can only perchance upon you in a wood-grained basement.
Oh.
Usually a carpet-dwelling environment. You know, musty ambiance. Type of mystical wonder.
Oh. Okay, I'm getting shag carpet.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Card playing table set out in the middle of the room. 4 people gathered around it.
Oh.
Stinky.
Oh.
You can smell the swamp that they're like venturing through. Right?
Oh, okay.
And you find yourself in the world of orcs and elves.
Whoa.
And we are but simple passerbyers of PocketCast, the podcast that delves into the world of Nintendo DS. My cleric, Edmund,
That's me.
and myself, the failed mage.
The failed mage.
Yeah, that's what you call a pocket.
What?
What's the actual word?
I don't actually know what we're talking about now.
Like someone that uses in Diablo, it would be someone that uses like a lot of herbs and shit.
Herbologist?
Is it that, or is it? I thought there was another word for it.
Plantmancy?
I like that. Yeah,
I just came up with
the
that.
plant mancer, Fletcher.
Ooh, Plantmancer.
Yeah.
I actually fuck with that big time.
Yes.
I kind of want
fun.
like I know.
Fun class.
Maybe
to
like
play.
a druid.
Probably a druid. Yeah.
Maybe
like a wood elf druid.
Yeah. But I would like I don't ever want to play a druid. I don't know why. Like druids are often also coupled with the idea of like being able to transform or take like an animal form or some shit, which is cool. And I still just can't like I don't have the allure. Like I'm like, all right. Plantmancy? I want to be a plantmancer.
Yeah.
Like that sounds
Yeah.
that sounds like Pikmin, dude. Like fucking take some of these fucking people radishes,
I'm
man.
picturing like you get really good at it. You got an army of ents at your fucking disposal that you can bring up from dead trees.
Way more badass than
like
considered.
skeleton ents basically because they're made from like dead logs and shit.
Dude. My brain immediately went to like shadow or ghost ents, but then you were like skeleton ents and I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
Well, ents are trees.
Yeah.
So
they don't have bones.
Right, but a tree is like if an ent from like Lord of the Rings were to die.
Yeah.
You imagine you would end up with probably a bunch of sticks and shit. Like like just dead logs.
Yeah.
So then the skeleton of the ent
just reanimate
that.
Boom.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a skeleton
zombie
ent at your disposal.
That'd be terrifying, dude.
Fucking that'd be so sick.
Dude, that's some solo leveling shit. That shit. Oh, dude.
This is I want to take all the XP here.
This is like this
is
my shit right here.
Boom. So what got us into this whole mystical realm, besides being moved into a new recording space.
Yeah. In the basement.
I love it. It fits the vibe.
It's cold as fuck.
About it. It is chilly. You were complaining about being too hot down here earlier.
Yeah, that changed pretty quick.
I wore shoes. I'm sorry for that, but I did.
No. Don't be sorry. That's totally acceptable.
I got my toes crossed right now, keeping them warm.
Yeah, dude. I'm with you. I've got like little.
We have a heated blanket.
Talons,
We might have to
just
grab
curled
later and just like share it between us. Welcome to the Old Man Podcast. So we played Orcs and Elves, DS. Orcs and Elves started out as a mobile game, and when I say mobile, I mean like Java, probably like is what it probably ran on, because it was not. I don't think it was for an iPhone. Like I think it was.
I'm sure it's got a port.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm just saying. I think original release is probably like some fancy Nokia or something. Like
yeah, dude, which is wild. Dude.
The last years of cell phones before smartphones is what I think this game came out for.
I mean, truly, right? Like around that time.
And then it was such a positive response that they put it on the DS, and thank the gods.
Yeah, dude, a fire fucking game.
I'm truly. We had talked about it multiple times. It's come up in conversation of a game that we wanted to play, we'd consider it, and something else would come up, like, and like, or we'd just be like, no, I don't feel like playing that right now. I don't think either of us knew totally what this was, because I myself thought it was gonna be not turn-based necessarily. I guess I don't know what I totally thought. I was expecting Daggerfall. Have you ever seen footage of Daggerfall? The game that came out before Morrowind. So you've got Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim.
No.
So if you look that game up, you get a similar kind of feel of like first-person dungeon crawling.
Mm.
It might be old enough that that's just the way the games were like functioning, where a swing had to be a turn. You didn't have the frames that have like a full combat scene going on, so it had to be slightly turn-based. Because this is a first-person turn-based dungeon crawler, but not like Darkspire that we played. It's not like a
similar
traditional
elements.
RPG.
Yeah, because that one you straight
just
up
hit
go
an
into
A
freeze
to swing
frame.
your sword,
Yeah,
and that takes a turn, and then it's almost strategy RPG in a sense
to an extent
because of the grid that you're on.
Yeah, you're still moving like this grid.
But I didn't use the most strategy in the game.
You don't really. I didn't find that you truly had to. Like that, I feel like sometimes you'll come across a new version of an existing enemy, and it's like, oh, this thing is the same thing as that thing. It's a different color, and it looks a little cooler, and it fucks my face. And you're like, okay, so like I might burn a special potion or an item or something. I might whip out a little something extra to deal with this guy. Other than that, like mechanically, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
But it is fucking awesome.
It totally captures that one more turn.
Legit, yeah.
Like the amount of like I'm done. I can anytime.
At any fucking time.
But you're like, I gotta get, just one more room. Just or I'm almost the end of this. Or you just keep going and going. It's so addicting. I'm gonna say right here, this reinvigorated love for DS games. A little bit for me. It made me go, all right, I can't wait for the next game that we're playing.
Yeah, honestly,
this was one that just like
scratching all of the sweet spots, dude.
So you are a. Does it ever say if you're a dwarf or what you are?
No, I think you're just a human.
I think it kind of implied you were a dwarf.
Oh,
But maybe I'm wrong because they don't welcome you in. They would welcome you in if you were a dwarf.
Yeah,
because
you're an outsider.
Because you're an outsider.
But yeah, I think you're just a human boy.
Just a human.
Well, I mean, like you're. I don't know. I got the impression we were young.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I thought we were not. Like. Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I thought I was like a seasoned fucking traveler. So what
if says a lot about us,
and it says a lot about the game itself too.
Almost scared little boy.
It leaves a lot open for because so basically you're playing this guy, and the person that does most of the narrating is your wand.
I think all of the narrating.
I think you have a couple comments, don't you?
No, I don't think your character ever has a single line.
Oh.
I think it's all like.
I thought you conversed with the wand at the beginning, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's just the wand talking to you. But I think it's still all just exposition from the perspective of literally anyone but you.
Got you.
Which is kind of a cool concept, right? It's almost like Zelda Linkish.
Yeah, it is.
Like where you just have this completely silent.
Because like I said, it made room for us to have totally different characters built for this character.
Seriously, yeah.
Like I'm thinking Ranger. I'm thinking like Aragorn. Is like who this guy is. Like I'm kind of thinking like
summon kings
because you kick fucking ass. There's no issues.
Yeah, you're out there putting the hurt on.
Yeah, it's a linear game, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like you just go.
Yeah, it's mildly puzzle. It does have some puzzles. It's mostly like. Oh, gotta find a switch.
I gotta find a different way around this route.
Kill a bunch of things.
I gotta find secret passages.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'd say it's pretty linear. The leveling up is super linear. You can't do anything with
it.
XP. You just get XP and you level up. And if you want, you can look at your stats and see what leveled up. But
yeah, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
like,
you're
not
gonna
getting
level
better
up the way you're gonna.
Or shit. You get
get better armor.
You do actually.
You get cool weapons. And that's another part that felt very just like, I don't know, an experienced fighter to me. Was this guy just picked up anything? It was just like, okay, yeah, totally. My hands are holding a fireball all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Okay,
yeah.
I'm fucking here for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say the different weapons and shit, and like, because it's wild, right? Because the animation that goes into like everything, because like your strike animations, or when you use an ability or something, everything has like a little sequence.
Yeah.
And it happens during your turn, like when you execute it. But like they're clean and they're so cool and satisfying as fuck. And I'm like, I want that sword because I want to see what it looks like, and I want to fucking swing it around.
Swing it, absolutely.
And then you get it, and you're like, this is the fucking
shit, I feel
dude.
like a god. Like, you get that flaming sword, and you like go back into the dungeon because you're halfway through, right?
On it.
I think you're you just beat the one level. You bring her the gem.
Yeah.
And then you get the flaming sword.
Flaming sword, dude.
And you're just like, the next level you go into, nothing can fucking slow
annihilation,
you down.
dude.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, dude.
It is the coolest, like, the sword from the angels gets passed down. Now you've got,
dude.
was it Gabriel's? No, that's who it is. Whatever fucking angel
Yeah,
it
the
is.
flaming sword.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Gabriel anyway.
I think Gabriel was the music one.
Who fucking cares?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude. That shit was fucking fire, dude.
And the writing was so fun and very Tolkien-esque.
Yeah, but it was like just immersive enough.
There's not too much. Nothing gets too wordy.
Yeah.
The dwarves, because so you're going into this mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find the wand, or how does that happen?
I think, don't you come
Or do you
in with
just
the wand,
have the
but
wand?
it's asleep, like a dormant.
Okay,
and
then it awakens there, and so then you're tasked with, or you're going there already. I don't remember, to find.
Yeah, you have to meet with the king,
the dwarf king.
Yeah,
you're supposed to be going to see the dwarf king, and everyone is fucking dead,
dude. There's massive spoiler inbound, and I don't think this would be a spoiler for you.
Okay, yeah.
There are no living dwarves in this game.
No, there are no dwarves. For a while,
not a singular.
Are there elves?
Oh, the elves are all the big goblin dudes.
Those aren't the orcs.
Correct. They're elves.
The orcs were like just the big green dudes, right?
Yeah.
The very obvious ones.
Yeah.
I thought the elves were maybe the like wizard dudes, but then when they attack you, they're called something else, and nothing that attacks you is called an elf yet. So in my brain, I was like, oh, the orcs and the dwarves and the elves have killed each other off. Like they are both dead. This is some weird aftermath.
Or fucking orcs.
A troll is not an elf. Troll does not an elf make.
No, that is correct. What were they then? Because I definitely spent most of the time thinking that those were the elves.
You thought the trolls were the elves?
I thought.
In what capacity of your brain do you?
I don't know, dude. My reality is shattered.
Orcs and goblins.
Like,
I understand the mix. I understand orcs and goblins. Sure, fine. Elves and trolls are not.
Well, I just in my head. Okay, so
golems and trolls. Sure, like I get it. I get that.
Hold on, let me defend my logic here for a second, because all of this logic was computed on a very tertiary stream of consciousness. Okay, this was not a present thought that I had. It was an underlying observation that was like this is a fact about the perception, and that was that orcs and elves
are working together.
Good and evil.
No.
One side versus the other.
No.
Clearly, this game is presenting a conflict between two sides.
Getting into it, yes. That was my initial thought.
One side has dwarves. The other side has these fucking weirdos that look like they should be from, like, they look like they're from the forest, but these are hulked out fucking roided up, like, dickwads.
Orcs.
I guess... Well, I was like, but orcs are... But I was like, well, then who's the elves? Because elves, and definitely 100,000% not dwarves.
Elves are the ones.
Therefore, my elevation, elves has to be the other one.
See, I kind of had this thought. I kind of had this stream of thought. And then I stopped myself and said, but wait. No, because when I attack these people, the name of your enemy pops up.
Right.
On who is attacking you or who you're attacking, whatever. these are not elves.
Correct.
And so
About all of the clear
I
signs
even
of what I
looked
thought
into
was
it.
not.
I googled it a little bit. Like I think I just I just was like looked up the synopsis of the game really quick, and then also after that it says a lot of times in the story that the elves raided, and they had no idea it was a surprise attack by the elves. These dark elves all raided them, and they were working in team with the orcs.
Yeah.
Orcs and elves.
Yeah, it's just these are the bad guys.
But there's no I have yet to and you've beat it. I didn't beat it. I got, you said, 3/4 of the way there.
Dude, as we were talking about it, I started slowing down specifically because my brain was like, wait, I know how this game ends. And there's clearly an elf.
There's an elf. I'm sure there's an elf.
I was like, orcs and elves. Oh. And then I was like, I don't even want to say my thing out loud anymore because I know it's wrong. But yeah, that is how my brain just consumed that information and made
just
sense of
cut
it and spit the answer back out. And I was like, works. And then I never thought about it again.
Because I think I even thought, I was like, are the elves the dwarves? I had a similar,
Okay,
I'm very
I'm
similar.
grateful it wasn't me just being an absolute
because
twit.
my brain does go, this and this means this versus this.
Right.
Right. But not the case. And now it's too early on to get into spoilers, right? So, but
no, but we can go through it because I do want to. I still want to dissect this thing top to bottom.
So your name is L, right? ELLE, and then
It's either that or
Ellis is the name of.
I thought it was
one.
Eli
and Ellis. Is that it? Because your names are
so fucking similar.
Close.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You had sent me this sidetracking here.
Mm.
You had sent me a picture where you walk in.
Oh yeah.
And there's just a room of fucking enemies.
Yeah. I gotta pull that up.
Very much so reminded me of Half-Life 1 when you choose the bad ending, and you get set in front of the whole army of whatever the fuck those things are called.
Yeah. There it is.
What level is that on?
So
do you
this
remember?
is it's the second to last.
Second to last. Okay. Because there is, I think, on Labyrinth where you walk into a room, you just open a door, and then suddenly, and luckily because of the way that you're set up, they have to come at you basically one at a time, because you open a door up. But there's got to be 30 at least,
dude.
Right?
Dude, sometimes you're just gate checking a door. And then you just, you clear all the visible enemies that you can see through the tiny corridor. And then I'll just sit there and swing my sword for 15 turns.
Yeah.
Just to make sure if there was something else coming, it's going to come towards me.
Because that is, the game is all turn-based. If the enemy's going to move, it's going to move, and that takes a turn.
Yeah.
And then you can swing, and then they can
Or
move.
the little fucking genie dicks. Those fucking cocksuckers. Yeah, they'll they can move in a turn and attack, and so they'll just hit you with a ranged magic attack and then duck around the corner.
And then if you're fucking stupid like you and I, you really quickly are responding, because your brain doesn't go, this game is turn based all the time. You're just swinging your sword at this fucking enemy, and they do that, and you swing, thus taking up your turn. They hit you and move again, and then you can't. You're like, where? You move because you turning doesn't take up a turn.
Right, you can rotate on your spot.
You can rotate your camera around, look around you. That doesn't take up a turn.
Right.
So technically, anytime they move, you can then get a hit in. It shouldn't be a big deal.
It shouldn't be.
But you swing, you waste that turn every time.
Yeah.
Fucking genies.
Oh, dude, they're such a fucking bastard to deal with.
The gargoyles.
Oh. The gargoyles. Oh, did you get to that room with the gargoyles?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a crazy fight.
Nightmare, dude. Luckily you just get that Medusa scroll, so you can turn some.
The Medusa scroll is fucking sick.
But it
also
doesn't
inconsistent.
Work. Yeah. And when it's working, it works so.
Dude, when it hits, dude,
I had 5 going. I was like, okay, this thing works every time. It didn't even cross my mind.
That's how it happened
to me
work at the beginning.
And then you're low on health, and you use it, and it doesn't work, and you're just like, oh,
excuse me.
And you're surrounded by gargoyles. They all surround you. So if you you can potentially get hit 4 times in like one of your turns.
Yeah, dude, that shit is a bastard.
It is.
God. There's so many different things I just want to jump to. I don't want to deviate too much off point, but I also want to
let's go. There's
rip into
so
some other
much.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What one overall level design incredible.
Oh, this is Doom.
Yeah,
It's
Doom.
made by those people that made Doom, right?
Yeah, it's Doom RPG.
It's id Software. It is Doom RPG, 100%. And
Yeah.
the level design reminds me of Doom, but better. I think it's a better Doom layout because it doesn't feel tedious and lost. Like it is like very easy to remember your way around. There's some backtracking, but
There
it's
can
not.
be. It's not often.
And it's not excessive. You get enemies thrown at you as you're backtracking too, so it doesn't feel like a total waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun to get into combat.
Yeah, combat is just fun. It's like I think I went for like. Were there only 3 difficulties? I don't remember.
I don't remember even choosing the difficulty.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe that wasn't a thing. I thought there was something related to difficulty.
There could have been, but I don't recall that.
I don't remember either.
That was
Actually,
at the
no, I
beginning.
know there was because at the end of the game, it flashes your overall stats, which is actually fucking sick. Oh, you know what? I actually took a picture of all of my stats because I wanted to tell you what they were. Fucking hell yeah. So, difficulty normal.
Okay, I bet that's what
I'm sure.
I imagined did.
My score, arbitrary as fuck. I mean, I earned it, but like
Yeah, but what does it mean?
45,642.
Yeah, but in reference to
I'm sure
what?
that's okay.
Yeah.
Time 7.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was
felt
taking
like
that
a
long.
lot more.
It feels quicker to me where I'm at right now. But then this is a game where I'm playing it at work. It's been slow. It's been a really cold week. And so the bar's been just fucking just dead, right?
That's fair.
And so when it's slow, I have my phone has this back prop thing on it, right?
Oh, that's sick.
So I can put it on my bar is like this, and then there's a drop down ledge on it,
Nice.
like so, and so then you can just like pop it just perfectly right there. It just sits so nicely.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gaming, and it doesn't look like I'm gaming at all.
do you have like a wireless controller?
No, but I mean, I'm just like, it just looks like I'm just, I don't know, doing bars. It looks like I'm just being a boss.
That's so
Look, I'm
fucking
just
funny.
I'm doing owner stuff.
Yeah, I'm just
working on shit.
Yeah, just
on the
working on shit
phone.
here. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. That's so fucking funny. I love that, dude.
So it was just perfect for that. But when it was dead, I would find myself just get sucked into this fucking game. Like I had there are a lot of times back in the day, and I've said it on this podcast, where I have compared the DS to just a regular console.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you forget that you're playing like a handheld console game.
Yeah.
Because you get so fucking sucked into it that you're just like, this is one of my favorite games. Not just one of my favorite handheld games, but
This
is
just a great
fucking game.
Yeah, no, this one 100% forget the fact that you're playing a handheld. Like, I am sucked in, I am killing shit, and I am honestly like bricked up the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, I am just mano a mano this motherfucker, dude.
Yes.
And it is so much fun.
It is so fun. It is like a very zen type thing almost.
Yeah. I really tried to because it's at its heart, it's a dungeon crawler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
This is you,
but it's the
running through
easiest
levels,
dungeon crawler,
and they're all dungeons. It's not really hard, and it feeds you shit.
Yes.
It's like hey,
it's so perfectly paced out though.
It really
because
is.
whenever I'm in a big fight, getting near the end, I'm out of my large potions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to my health potions. I'm gonna have to start drinking an ale or something.
Yeah.
Things are getting limited near the end, and because you have your sword, you always have, but you have a few powers. Your wand has powers and all that. You've got some crits, but they will drain some of your stuff. There's a lot of ways to do it, but they just have everything put there just perfectly. It's just so geniusly.
Yeah, it's I agree, very well paced.
Yeah. And then the hidden away areas.
Like the little secrets and shit.
And they give you some good fucking potions, some good rings. They make it worth it, and it's just satisfying. The moment you get that
so
wall
good.
to like slide back or slide to the side,
Dude, I'm like,
it's like found it.
Fuck
and if it's
yeah,
your third
dude.
one, you get that extra XP boost too.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking, I got an XP boost from that gave me a level up.
That's a good
And
fucking
that was just the
nut
greatest
right there,
feeling.
dog. Holy shit, dude.
Yes.
Level it up from that. Holy fuck, that's amazing. I got my overall favorites for weapon, potion, and ring.
Okay.
Sword.
Which sword?
It doesn't specify, but I will tell you that I got all three.
Oh, you did.
Oh, I got the Vorpal sword, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was that like 15,000 gold or something?
It was like 50,000. Yeah.
Did you let the
She just gives it to you.
Okay, but there's a scene where when you're leaving, the rat dude comes dropping down into
Yeah.
the jail, and you have the option to let him out, and he'll lead you to some treasure. Did you let him out?
I did.
I did not.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot that you have the choice there.
Yeah.
I honestly, with where it took me and what happened after, holy shit.
What?
I made the assumption that either option would have led you down this route one way or another.
So it may
in some way, but if you said no,
No. Yeah.
did you end up going through like the tunnel system behind the lair?
No.
Holy fuck.
But I will tell you.
Actually, I think that is how I got the Vorpal sword.
Oh. So did you ever get in trouble for that? Did that ever come back to bite you?
No.
Because the rat gets caught.
The rat does get caught. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what happened because I just remember having to follow him
And
through
she
this
kills
area.
the rat. Like right in front of you. In mine. So at one point, like I'd basically forgotten about this whole thing because I couldn't find the switch to let him out. So I was just like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going."
Damn.
I didn't
had
like
found
him.
it earlier,
I didn't
so
like
I
the
knew how to
vibe.
get over
I
there.
didn't like him. I don't like these fucking rat.
No, dude,
The,
I
the-
was
the
super
dragon
sketched.
I was afraid of. So I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Dude, honestly terrified
Whatever.
of the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, can we break away from that and talk about the dragon real quick, dude?
Yes.
The dragon exists in like your little, like this is your recall point. This is where the portal room is that allows you to go between levels and shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's this dragon queen sitting on her hoard. And you just know that you're not supposed to piss her off. But she'll
Dude,
sell you items.
I was scared going to the dragon lair. I thought the dragon lair was going to be the end boss. Right? I thought it was
also
laying
thought
it
the
out there
dragon
on the
was
map
not-
for you. Like, this is
Yeah.
your, like, end goal. And then you're
She's an
going there,
NPC.
like, right away.
fucking, yeah, and I'm like,
dude,
whoa,
what are we doing?
fuck,
What are we?
dude.
She's right there. What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want to go in there. Dude. Like,
no.
Like, I'm kind of stressing those other dudes.
Everything I've been told about with dragons is we should not go talk to this dragon. We should fucking avoid this at all
Yeah,
costs.
she's just a stern NPC.
Mm-hmm.
But they put a mood meter. It's the only time something like that's used in this game.
Yes.
Like an indicator that's on a sliding scale. And it's like red and an unhappy face. And then green and a happy face.
I kept her green.
I did too.
I kept that shit green.
Terrified. Like, because you could buy anything from her, but you can also barter
Yes.
the price.
Yeah.
Drastically.
Yeah. I never did it too drastic.
I paid more than full price for everything.
Really?
100%.
I played under full price the whole time.
I was terrified.
and she
dude.
was always stoked with some of my negotiations.
God, that makes sense, right? Earlier we discussed kind of like the underlying identity that we each assigned our main character that doesn't have one.
Yeah.
Yours is like
Hey.
an adult,
Yeah.
kind of a badass, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm a little boy.
I'm a scared little boy. Here's more than what.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
please
have a
don't
lot
kill
more, have a
me.
25% increase, just because.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about the fact that you could give her more.
Oh, I did because it goes just as far as you can barter below the full price cost. You can go above.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is there benefits from that? I wonder.
I think she like on the scale it goes closer to the green smiley face.
But I mean, mine stayed on the green smiley face because I kept bringing those gems from the levels, the big ones that you get from
Yeah.
killing the bosses, and that always kept her up there. Also, I didn't steal from her,
oh no, so I think
so I bet that had a lot to do with it too. Ed, is I didn't steal her
I was
sword.
trying to remember how it went down, and if I recall correctly, you end up killing the rat. Or, like, you fuck it up and it keeps running off, but eventually it comes back in and she kills it. Because I feel like I remember watching her kill it, too. But I was also fucking him up. But I think he drops whatever that gem was that he drops. And that became, like, she either gave it to me because of it or she turned it into another one. I think it was another one. Because I remember thinking, like, oh, glad I didn't buy the one that was in the shop. Because that was expensive as fuck.
Yeah, I don't honestly know how, at least where I'm at right now, how you would accrue 50,000.
I wonder if it's possible.
It might not be. It might be one of those things where it's only possible to get that way. But I was not fucking with the dragon. I was not stealing from the dragon.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to do that.
I'm not doing any fucking
my
Bilbo.
total gold, 20,788.
Yeah, so not even
close.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I spent 16.8 of that.
Yeah.
So.
But I wonder if it was 15 instead of 50. Because 15 you'd be able to do then.
But no, because remember the elven armor? Did you ever see
that?
Yeah,
yeah, I bought the elven armor.
Oh yeah, no, I did too.
You can negotiate down on that one too a lot.
I did. That is the big thing that I bought. Maybe that one was.
There
15?
is another armor that is a lot though. I recall a dragon scale armor is the other one. Because that's the one above it.
Oh, you're right. Because I did buy the elven armor, and it
works.
It must have been like 4K or 5K maybe.
I think it was even less than that, was it? I don't know.
It could have been. I don't remember. Either way, like the jump at some point somewhere in the prices for a big upgrade was like, holy
I'm not
fuck.
doing that.
Yeah, there's no way I can obtain
I'll just buy
that.
more potions.
Yeah.
And you can negotiate down on those too, because I'm not a scared little baby back bitch.
Dude, I was like, honestly, I kind of want to go back and actually just piss her off.
Yeah, right. See how that
see
plays
what the
out.
fuck happens, because that sounds interesting.
It'd be fun if you could fight her.
I was worried that my actions were going to fuck something up because I killed a couple of her sheep. And I was like, fuck, dude. But now I'm thinking like...
Stole from her and killed her sheep.
Well, I definitely, when I let the guy out, I was thinking like we were going to steal treasure, like it was treasure from her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And I think ultimately that it was.
But
the way that quest pans out is like...
You don't actually steal anything, huh?
I don't think so. Or at least she thinks that I'm...
helping.
Yeah, I think maybe there was a decision like talking to her after you can decide what to say. Because I remember her.
Because you still had to end up fighting Flinch. Is that what his name was? The big rat in the level that steals the wand.
Yeah, fuck that guy, dude. The white thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy. This following the other rat that appears in the sheep pen, that one is similar because he just dips. And you have to basically you just then have to.
That's
play
what the holes
level.
are for, right? Those are all giant rat holes that are in the
that will
walls
sometimes
that you
spawn rats behind you.
Yeah.
Fucking,
that's always a fun
stupid ass.
Scare the shit out of you.
That shit sucks. Like, you're just walking along like you killed everybody already, and then all of a sudden there's a red indicator. And you're just like, I took damage. You're like, what? How do they make that so scary?
Did you play with sound on the whole time?
Oh, yeah.
See, I didn't. I played with sound barely on, and then
dude, the
I
sound
was at
was
work,
incredible.
so I'm playing music on my phone, and then playing the the game as well. So
that's fair.
Couldn't do that.
Damn.
But
the sound was very delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really good. Moody as fuck. It just like, and the sound effects were honestly pretty good.
They match the crunch of the graphics. Like
they definitely.
There are some games that definitely lean into the 64-bit crunch of the DS.
Oh, it sounded really good. It was because it was still super clean. Like that's the greatest thing is like this game executes flawlessly for what it is, and it's just so enjoyable.
It's really surprising to me that this is like, I guess I don't know. I don't know id Software that well, but I'm surprised that there's not a continuation of, maybe not necessarily this series, but this style.
Oh, I would love that. That would be so fucking sick.
You know, like, because you could do all this just with more modern graphics. It'd be fun to see the ghost dudes that have the skeleton face that come out and like,
and they give you the
like, stun you.
Fucking all that massive like blanket debuff.
Yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, but those dudes are fucking cool and scary. I'd like to see spooky version, real version of that. You know, like a better graphic version of that. Some kind of updates to that.
Yeah, that would be cool. This game, like the imagination behind this game, it's so simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not mechanically doing a lot.
I bet there is on like I bet there's some like maybe not by the same company, but I bet there are spiritual successors like on the like iPhone or Android market. It'd be perfect for that.
Yeah, dude. Like if I had played this on my fucking phone at any point,
And like 2007.
Yeah. this would have been. I would have probably played through it numerous times.
Oh, this would have been This would be my go-to on road trips.
Yeah.
Like it'd be one that I'm kind of tired of it because I've played it 5 times, but I'm gonna play it again.
I'm still gonna fucking play it again.
Play it again.
Mm.
Yeah,
Especially
I'm
with
jealous.
the presentation of different like choice options that apparently seem to matter.
Yeah, and then you can do the hard mode too and see what that's all about.
Dude, I do want to do the hard mode. I will say though, like you saw that screenshot that I took with all those enemies in the background. You 100% engage all of them.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, the game does a good job.
That's not the hardest part of that fight.
Every level, it seems like they throw a big mob, and every level the big mob gets bigger that they throw at you.
Dude, that one that came after that massive group fight was hard.
Yeah,
I was like, holy fuck, like.
When they throw in the slime guys that can turn corpses into no. The slime guys can eat the corpses and regain health.
Yeah, if they're standing on the corpse, they can consume it.
And then there's the ghost dudes that can reanimate. Like he's a necromancer basically, right?
Yeah,
like he like raise a ghost version of the corpse.
Yeah.
So it's so funny because in the beginning game, I don't know what it is, but I have to clear all the corpses. If I see a corpse, I gotta chop it.
I too try.
That was already part of my
annihilate every corpse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then when it came to that, it was like, okay, that's fine. But when you get into a room where you're standing there and they've got you blocked off at a door and you've just got piles of dead bodies in front of you, and then boom, shows up the spirit. You're like, motherfucker.
Fuck. Yeah, it'll stand behind a stack of 3, and you're like, I will never have a turn to kill the bodies. Like,
yeah, this is,
and I'm gonna fight this dude, and he's gonna regen 9 times. I just killed 9 dudes. Like, okay,
sweet. Like they're definitely, or the wizard dudes that will cast at you and then step to the side.
Yeah, those fucking genie fucks.
Those are my least favorite. No, because there's the ones that will go around you, the like ghost genie dudes.
Oh, the I always thought of them as a berserker for some reason.
Sure,
but they'll take their attack
ghost.
And then they'll disappear.
Yeah, then they're on the other side of you. That's what I was talking about earlier. Is one of those.
Oh yeah, fuck those guys.
The wizard dudes. Those are just frustrating because they always
start mashing your attack, and then he's behind you, and then you attack the empty space.
That's what I was talking about.
100%. Dude.
But then the wizard dudes that I'm talking about now that you were talking about earlier, you like they shoot their fucking bolt at you. And then dip down,
sidestep.
And so what you gotta do is step forward, waste your turn. They step in and bolt you.
Yeah, either way, you're skipping a turn to wait for them
hit.
to step
You're
back. Yeah.
I've been playing Minecraft a lot lately. They remind me of the skeleton archer dudes.
Dude, honestly, skeletal archers is one of the scariest mobs in Minecraft.
I would take anything over that, I think, right now.
Even an army of like maybe not.
Well,
not aggroed. They are Ents, right?
Never. No, I don't know.
What are they fucking called?
The big black guys.
Yeah.
Nevermen.
Enderman. Yeah. Ents. Idiot.
Because you just don't look up in the eyes, right? You just like look at the ground and you're fucking fine.
Yeah. Just don't make eye contact with them or whatever. I would rather like have to navigate a room full of those guys, I think,
than archers.
Than they are like a bunch of archers.
Just because they get you some ridiculous fucking distances.
It's always when you're like on a ledge somewhere and like
it just knocks you down, and then there's a zombie on your fucking ass.
Yeah. Ping pong.
Before we will dig into that in a little bit. We will keep talking about Orcs and Elves because that is it. I want to talk to you about Minecraft because I feel like you've got a lot more experience than I do.
Yeah. I do. Yeah, I have played a lot of Minecraft. It's a good game. Not as much as some.
Orcs and Elves, though.
Also a great game.
We've talked enough now. I want to get into spoilers here.
Ooh.
If you don't want to get into spoilers, just fast forward and good luck. We don't market or anything.
Yeah.
So just hang tight and plug your ears. My theory.
Okay, let's have it.
Now I know it's wrong from what you said earlier.
Oh, damn. Yeah, okay.
I thought that what was going to happen was that you were the king.
Oh.
And, like, you had, like, either memory loss or you're a ghost or, like, you know, you're going through basically making it so that you and your other dwarves can now, like, go pass on now that you've finished your business.
Gotcha.
And reclaimed your area.
Okay, I could see that would make sense.
But now I know that's not the case because you said, well, I think you're just a kid.
Oh.
So
well, yeah, I guess I don't even know.
So I guess you're not. So if you know that you're not human and if you know that you're not a dwarf and you've beat the game, then I know that my theory is wrong.
Well, so the only reason I thought of like kid or at least a younger guy,
sure,
was because you're mentioned to be the son of other guy.
I just thought that's how.
And so I just in my head I'm like son younger.
We're just about done with Two Towers, right? We've kind of slowed down on reading it. We kind of Tolkien burnt ourselves a bit, I think.
Oh shit, yeah.
But that's how they say things all the time when they introduce people, like Thoron, son of Thror.
Yeah,
like that's just how everyone presents themselves.
Yeah, everyone
like
is a son
of
or daughter or
like
whatever,
that's how they always do it. So 100%. I just figured it was just that's once again why it gave me like, oh, you're like an adventurer of somewhat of importance because if I throw my father's name in there,
yeah,
you know who that is. Like it means something a little bit.
No, that totally makes sense. That's so funny. Like our totally unique interpretations of this unexplained character. Really,
yeah.
Like just.
Also, so I'm reading that, and then on the side, I have a podcast I'm going to be doing. Like I'm being featured. I'm doing an episode on. A friend of mine has a book podcast, and so we're going to do an episode in the bar and, you know, promote the bar and do the book because she does like a book for every episode, right?
That's fucking cool.
It's called How Green Was My Valley. It's like
you did tell me about that.
So like I think it takes place in like late 1800s or something. It's like coal mining times in England. So the form of speech used between Tolkien and that, and then playing this game, it was just like, oh, this is just like what I've been reading. You know, this is just how things are written.
Yeah,
I don't even know this.
That's so funny.
Son of blah blah blah. Like, I just didn't. It just went right over my head of like, oh yeah, that's how you introduce yourself.
Yeah,
like,
son of
Paul. You know?
That's right. This is Ed, son of Ed. Stupid. That's great.
My dad has been doing ancestry stuff.
Oh shit!
I'll tell you about this.
Huh?
So. He was talking about how when you get to a certain point in last names, they're kind of funny, bogus things. So on my dad's mom's side, Hansen, right? Well, that just means that that person's father's. So George Hansen.
Yeah, it's just Hans' son.
He's Hans' son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that point, like last names are really like.
Well,
there's a lot of Hansens around because Hans was a really fucking common name.
Yeah, dude, there's so many names like that. You're just like,
oh, well, Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, that's why there's so many Johnsons around.
Any instance.
Yeah.
Like pretty much or whatever. You know, like yeah.
It's like son of a bitch. That's fucking hilarious.
According to my mom's mom. I think it was her anyway. I'm supposed to be a semi-direct descendant of Sacagawea.
I also had heard a similar thing in my family line, so I think that's something that all of our families.
I also
because I've also heard of other people saying that aren't
yeah,
real.
dude.
And
it was real for me up until like a certain point when I also heard other people say that, and I'm like,
my family is kind of full of shit.
Yeah, I was like, I don't trust pretty much anything like, anyone in my family tells
I think
me.
people think that because, at least for my family, they always say that because Bobian is one of our, like, family. It's, like, not even that far. It's, like, my great-grandma's last name.
What was that name?
M. Bobian.
M. Bobian?
No, Bobian. I just
Bobian.
It was Bobian.
Bobian?
I think so.
Holy shit.
So, Bobian was the fur trader, the French fur trader that was a real piece of shit on the Lewis and Clark expedition that married Sacagawea, and that's where the bloodline starts.
I mean, who knows, man? Maybe they were popping out kids
all
the way across the
that
Louisiana Purchase. Like, who knows, man?
Yeah.
Maybe we all are.
Yeah.
Sacagawea's children.
Maybe that's some just dumb fucking quote that we're all Sacagawea's children, and
fuck.
that's what they're saying.
Are you a direct descendant of Sacagawea? Leave us a comment and tell us why.
Yeah, please do. Did you experience this white lie?
Yeah, dude, that's so fucking funny. How is that? I don't know. Why is anything anything?
No, I don't. Yeah.
Most of my life is a lie. I'm 2 shakes away from being one myself.
2 shakes away from being a lie. It's a good song name.
I'd listen to it.
Be your life story.
Pretty much.
You're a fucking fake. A
fake
phony.
ass bitch. Fake ass phony.
Can we? I want to sidetrack another thing. Oh no! We're doing spoilers. I want to do spoilers.
I was gonna say we are doing
spoilers.
spoilers. All right. So, you want it? You want
Just
it all?
give it to me.
Okay. Fuck yeah. So, all right. So, there's that huge ass fight from the screenshot that I showed you, and that's the first big one.
Okay.
Otherwise, like, did you find that room with like all the chests? There's like the epic chests.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. You grab one, and then all the chests become mimics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another big one.
That one sucks.
There's also the room in the labyrinth that I was talking about, where
Yeah.
there's like 30 guys in there.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if you just stay at the door though,
Yeah,
you can
good.
feed all
Yeah,
those guys.
yeah,
It's still a
exactly.
pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but you're like,
it's just time
you're
consuming.
not really in danger.
No, yeah, not like walking into a room like that where you're like, oh, I am in danger.
This is troublesome. Yeah. Okay. So there's a few of those, right? But that room in particular, you fight all these dudes, and it's a lot of fucking dudes. And then like you fight the boss, and he's a bitch. And then you fight a lot more dudes again. And then you fight the actual boss. And have you had to fight the big trolls with the clubs?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll like take a stand like this, and then
and
on their
it,
next turn
sends
they're
you
gonna do a
back.
slam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that thing kind of fucks you up.
Yeah, that's when I use the dragon's breath or the like lightning bolt, I think it is, or the fire.
Yeah, any of your magic spells.
Yeah, magic works, right? Yeah.
I didn't really use any of the magic.
Oh, I was very much hopping between weapons.
I should have been. I should have
because,
been.
like I said, it feeds you the perfect amount of like ammo and everything at the beginning. Like, because you can go recharge everything at the crystal in the dragon's lair.
Oh, I forgot that also recharges your wand charge.
Everything.
Yeah.
Well, besides dragon eggs you have to pay for, and like the charge.
Yeah, any of the
things you have to pay
consumables,
for.
which is unfortunate.
Anywho.
Yeah. So that dude, the boss, the big boss, is one of those
elf?
like, no, he's just another minion. But he's one of those big trolls with the clubs, but he's a bigger version of that.
Oh,
he's a boss version of those.
Yeah.
And he matches haste. So if you drink a haste potion, which will give you 2 turns per action, he just matches it.
Oh.
And so while any of the other mobs that are still swarming you, mind you, they are still stuck to the, to waiting for your turn. But other than that, you're just still matching turns with the big guy.
So you're just using haste just to take him out, and then you're going to take out the small crowd? Is that the strategy?
Also has a shield.
Damn. Like, this game pretty easy.
So you can't really damage him. Like, you have to figure out, what the trick is to damage him.
Does it switch? Does it, like, you need this magic, and then you need this kind of magic?
No, it's pretty static, but ultimately, you have to, stun him in some way. So if you can there's a stun spell that you eventually learn. You can use that. If you successfully hit him with the Medusa scroll, that will also work. Although it only ever works. It works for 2 turns. So other enemies, it might last 5 or 6 turns, which is fucking awesome.
It's nice.
For him though, not so much. And basically, your next. Actually, I think the reason it doesn't work is because you want to attack him, because that's when you actually do damage to his health.
Right.
Other than that, you're just missing or just hitting him for 2s. It does not tell you that. There are no hints to that.
Yeah,
so,
there's no hints really to much in the game. It does tell you about the magic for your ghost enemies and things like that, I guess.
Yeah, it does. There is a bit of a damage hierarchy.
Yeah.
So you want to hit some enemies with one type or whatever magic versus
but it's
attack.
not the most explained deal.
No, they touch on it very briefly, and then it's never really mentioned again.
Yeah.
But it definitely works. Those ghost dudes that scream in your face.
Yeah.
Hit those motherfucker with a wand, dude.
Yeah, it's one hit.
Yeah, dude. You just smack those dudes into oblivion. It's interesting though, because I assumed when you get the greater upgrades of a particular weapon, like sword to flaming sword to vorpal sword, I assumed it replaces those items. And it does for the regular sword up to the flaming sword. The flaming sword is just your regular sword. But when you get the vorpal sword, you have both the flaming sword and the vorpal sword.
Oh.
Which is actually dope because you come across like some monsters, like in the last dungeon or two, where like, because the vorpal sword fucks everything, but it's a magic attack.
Yeah.
And so then you come across like these wraiths that are like magic resistant as fuck, and it just like 1 damage, and you're like, oh, well, fuck me, yeah. So yeah, you gotta switch to the flaming sword and fuck them up. But
who's the elf?
The elf is like a priestess elf witch
that's just summoning
mage
all this
thing.
shit.
And she's just fucking shit up. She is there for the crystal, the big crystal. She wants the big crystal. It's gonna fuck shit up, and she's there to take it. And so the final like fight is in the crystal room, and it's floating there in the middle and doing shit like. And then it's her and an infinite amount of summons.
Right.
And it was hard. And she is agile as fuck, and she doesn't want to come in close to engage, so she tries to keep her distance. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. You gotta be kind of strategic about your walking moves.
That is probably the most. I mean, that one and the big ogre fight that I was talking about, like those two were easily the most strat requiring situations. But they were fun.
Yeah.
And I finished with no deaths.
Yeah, I haven't had a death yet.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, there were a couple of times where I didn't realize I chanced it because like my haste potion wore off and I didn't realize it, and so that's scary. But
especially as you're like, it's like low health, and then you get hit 3 times. You're like, because you can take low health. I can definitely take a hit. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but not more than one. More than one.
Yeah.
Like that's
you get like,
risky.
I'm like, oh, if more than one guy crits,
I'm at the point too where it's like, I haven't died. What happens when I die?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to like, I want to know like, what happens when I die, dude. Yeah. I don't know.
No.
You can speculate, but like, I don't know.
No idea. You have to totally start over. It deletes your save.
Yeah, I will say, like, when the game ends, like, you kill the bad bitch, shit's over. One, she has 2 stages.
Oh.
That was a bummer. I was like, because like after a certain point, dude, you're ripping potions non-fucking stop.
Right.
Like, it is, because like for the first half of the game, at least.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm like, I'll use a potion here and there, but like I'm finding meat on the ground and shit.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I'm not really worried about health too much. Like,
yeah.
I'm just being smart. The occasional pot here and there, and like I'm not usually ripping through them to clear a room, maybe. After a certain point, I'm like, I just drank 15 large health potions.
Yeah.
Whoa. That is probably, I spent most of my money on like the elven armor upgrade, and then the rest of it pretty much on like large potions.
Me too. That's large potions is where like at this point I'm like, I don't want to buy anything else except for large potions.
And like I did, so I definitely used haste a lot.
So I never used it.
Oh, dude. The haste, 2 turns per turn, or 2 like actions per turn, right? And then like there was the troll's blood potion, I think. But you regen like 5 HP per round.
Does it make you stronger too?
Yeah, I think it might actually. Yeah, I think it does improve your strength too.
Yeah.
And then there's fucking the kegs.
Yeah,
of like ale and shit.
Which
like,
it makes your accuracy less.
A lot less.
But it seemed like
if
you waited to swing at the right time, it worked. That's what I had picked up, and I found this out when I was drunk and put in I wasn't drunk. My character was drunk.
Oh, yeah.
My character is drunk and put in so when you get drunk in the game, your camera's going.
Your screen
you're
is
swaying
all over
around.
the place.
And so when you go to put the code in to get through the door, because that's the whole pass key for the whole game, is that you're tracking down dwarves, do things for these dwarves. They'll give you codes. You get the codes to go through the doors to get further into the level. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
When I'm putting that code into the door though, and you have to push, the right.
Yeah, you have to put the right
right
button in the sequence.
I was pushing the wrong one. Like I hit the right button.
Uh-huh.
I hit A, where like but because of where I was at, it put the wrong, because my camera was focused on the bottom left instead of like up in the center.
Oh.
So I pushed the wrong button in, and that's when it seemed like I was able to use that in combat. Of when you were swaying, when you swayed up to them being like in your focus and swung, you would hit them. But if you're swayed going down and swing, that's when you would miss. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what
that's a cool concept because I never even gave that any thought. I just was
because
like,
I use the ales, and then I don't have too many misses like that.
Oh shit! I would just like drink 2 dwarven ales.
I didn't stack them.
And then, oh, dude, yeah, you can stack.
I know you can because you have the one ghost that's making you stack them.
He does make you drink
the times when I would
shitload.
stack them, I would do it on accident because I think I'd backed out of the thing already.
My one gripe about the game is literally navigating the menu, specifically when you're trying to drink a potion.
Mm-hmm. Like it's not bad. The menu is really cool. It's something we should definitely talk about because your top screen is where all your action is at, and your bottom screen is where your menu is. To access stuff on your menu, it doesn't tell you this. Your menu is, the bottom screen is a picture of you looking down at your waist where your belt is at that has all of your gear. You've got your sword, you've got your loop of rings.
It is really
you've got
cool.
A thing that carries your drink holder. Like it's just all this stuff. And each one of those you click on and it opens up a different portion of the menu. Yeah. It's a really cool idea. But yeah, when it comes to potions or when it comes to like, you have to really pay attention to make sure that you backed out of the menu. Otherwise, you will accidentally use a consumable that you don't mean to.
This shit's pretty annoying because it definitely happened to me a handful of times.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck,
no,
that's
wasted.
Not what I fucking want to do.
I had 3 fucking kegs of beer.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. And then you're just fucking trounced. And it's just, like, the amount of debuff. Because it's like 10 or 15 accuracy per. And that shit, like, that hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I stood there because I did that at one point and then got into a big fight. And I just traded, like, I was regenning health and all of this. And, like, I was like, if I can hit this guy one time, he will be dead.
Yeah, because you do have the buff that adds onto your strength.
Yeah, you get stupid strong, and you can output some fucking hurt.
Yeah.
If you can hit.
Yeah.
I loved that about the like drinking alcohol. Like because like a lot of games do that, but it's not that punishing.
No,
like,
and
you want to
like,
get wasted.
It doesn't. Most other games don't put you in situations where like you might be out of potions, and you need to use the booze. You know, because that's where I used it, where it was like, fuck, I'm going up against like this, you know, all the gargoyles. It's like I could use a boost, but I've already used my troll's blood. I've already used like anything that gives me like a buff.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So you ended up using the keg when you didn't really want to be drunk, but had to be drunk.
I
like that concept.
That is pretty nice
way to use that, like where you have to.
You have to. Now you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
Like you can tank
nice.
it now.
We gave it to you nice, right? We brought one enemy and we made you drink the keg and we put one enemy in it, and now you're like 4 levels later and you've totally forgot about drinking kegs with the ghost. But he does show up again.
He shows up a couple of times.
It's the funniest fucking thing to me. He's the coolest, funniest character.
Yeah.
Because there's these dwarf ghosts all around their place.
Yeah, because they've all been slaughtered.
And this dude is just like, let me, he's the way they type it all out, like he's just drunk.
Yeah, all of the font, it looks like RuneScape text.
It's all like wobbly.
It's all wavy and shit, yeah. And I'm like, this is
like hiccuping.
Awesome. Yeah, dude.
And this like, the first time you run into him again, I think you've just gotten done with like a decent fight, and you're in like just the depths of this place, right?
Yeah.
And he just shows up. And you're like, what are you doing here? And he's like, fucking my other kegs are down here too, man. Let's have a drink. And you're like, well, I need the code for this room, and not until you have a drink with me.
Yeah, and not just one. You have to pound like
pound
2 or 3.
I know you're in the middle of a fight, but
yeah, I need you to get hammered with me right now. Otherwise, I'm not giving you the fucking code.
I'm lonely,
and you're like,
man.
Fine. And then you're like, well, I can pound out like 30 turns to like wear off the effects of these keg. Like, god damn it. Dude, it's so good. Some more spoilers.
Dead, right?
Yeah, you do meet the king though finally, but it is at the very fucking end. I think it's even only during the cutscene accessible after you beat the boss, and that's it. And that is probably my only other gripe, right? First gripe, definitely the menu trying to do potions and shit. But the game ends like you start the final, like you're at the final boss, you beat the boss, cutscene, game over, menu, or you can keep playing. And I actually don't know where because I told it not to because I wanted to see what the options were.
Yeah.
It just loads you back in at like the start of that level.
Uh,
And I think it is in a cleared state. Maybe I don't fucking know.
Oh, so you could backtrack then maybe?
You can backtrack through all the levels, looking for secrets and stuff like
Yeah.
that, or if there are any leftover enemies, kill them all because you can kill them all on each
Yeah.
level. But
And you get a boost for each one that you like. Because if you find all the treasures, all the hidden things, you get a XP boost. And if you kill all the enemies on a level,
Yeah.
you get an XP boost.
that's always nice, dude. There have been some levels where like it's like you killed all the enemies, and I'm like, I did. Oh, I feel like I still have a lot of dungeon to clear. Like, okay, cool.
Sweet.
Bet.
Good job,
All right,
easy.
yeah. You end up having to obtain the Dwarven King's hammer,
Oh.
and it is a giant, dope ass looking sledgehammer. But it is the twin item to your wand, your talking wand. And so your father and the Dwarven King were fucking homies, and like they saved the world back in the day. And so like you have to reunite them both, in order to take on the evil, elven bitch.
Right.
And so they both have a special ability. Your wand, right? It's
Yeah.
just magical, and
But it also has that crit attack.
it does. It does crits, and you can cast spells and shit,
Yeah.
right? But it'll deplete like your meter or count or whatever. But it does recharge. The hammer and the fucking wand share that meter together. And the hammer's special ability, other than it will just provide knockback, like it hits hard as fuck and it provides knockback, which is sick.
Yeah.
But if you're surrounded by more than one enemy, then the hammer like quivers, and then your you just attack and it swings in a circle and it hits all of them, and anyone available to knock back will.
That's sick.
It is incredible, but it also like
Drains.
you
it,
get like 4, maybe 5 of those hits back to back, and like you're
drained.
Yeah. So, but like, dude, it fucks shit up. And it ends up being like part of the mechanics of like the final boss fight and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
That
cool.
is.
The items in this game are fucking cool.
Room for a sequel, dude. Where now you
So much
then
room.
You end up you got to find the son of the dwarf and give him the.
Dude,
know.
anything, dude. Honestly, just make more
Of
longer.
this. Yeah, more of this
I
is
want
great.
more of
I
it.
love this. This is a great game.
It had everything. The like constant progression and scaling, which just made me feel successful and powerful, and
Perfect
then,
pick
like,
up and play.
yeah,
Like,
it was just
the
constantly
perfect pick
engaging.
up and play.
Yeah, literally being like you can save in between any action at any point. Like your only exceptions would be waiting through the cutscene of the start of a level or like the end of one. And by cutscene I mean like the screens that show you what is happening. That's
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah,
it's
they are just like
it's
that
not even
little,
like you can just click
panning
past them.
camera. Yeah,
Yeah. That was so convenient. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Can't recommend it to anybody else enough.
What are we gonna play next?
I have no fucking clue. I
I
didn't think about it even a little bit.
didn't either. I was so immersed in this game. I was not even thinking about what we were doing next. I
Yeah.
wasn't even thinking about the fucking podcast.
Same. I just wanted to play the
Play
game.
it. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
So before we get into that, I will ask. Nope, I think it's gone. Oh yes, I want you to look something up for me.
Okay.
Look up. I don't know how you're gonna look this up.
I'm going to look it up on my phone.
Okay, the pH level
What?
of digestible food, like easily digestible food. Let's say oats. What's the pH level of oats? That's gotta be a pretty good base level, right? For like something
I don't
non-acidic.
fucking know. The pH level of raw or cooked rolled oats is around 5.95.
Okay. Look up the pH level of a meat lover's pizza.
Okay. is typically around neutral with a pH of 7. Hold on, that's an AI generated result.
So is neutral bad? 0 bad? Is that?
Dude, I have no fucking idea.
That's...
Is there information that you are?
I'm just curious because I had a veggie pizza last night.
Okay.
And it gave me terrible heartburn. Now, mind you, I had like.
Is that what impacts heartburn? Is pH?
I mean, acidic levels affect your.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, totally.
I would assume that.
So then I'm just thinking, if I had a
Veggie
veggie pizza that gives me heartburn, I can only imagine then what the pH level of a fucking meat lover's pizza is. Like, it's got to be astronomical. Like,
Yeah,
it's
with all
gotta
like
be
the greasy meats
the amount
and
of
shit.
salt and grease. Yeah, like how
salt,
acidic that's got to be. Like, it's got to be.
I can tell you that when I eat pizza, I get sick.
Yeah, and you like meat lovers, don't you?
I'm actually more like a chicken pizza guy.
Okay, see, and I like a veggie pizza, obviously.
Don't get me
That's
wrong.
what
I say that,
night.
but like we mostly eat like pepperoni.
Yeah,
Like a pepperoni pie.
yeah. I like the veggie. I've always
Fun
liked...
fact: I have ordered 3 pizzas in the last 72 hours.
Really?
That's a fun story.
I ordered pizza last night because I know, like once every few weeks at the bar, I will order a pizza down for myself.
Hell yeah!
It's the easy way to have dinner, you know. But
Domino's, Pizza Hut.
Domino's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
traders. Yeah.
Dude, fuck. I'm sorry. Fuck you, Pizza Hut.
The pizza's terrible. It's bad.
It's
always
so
been bad.
bad.
When we worked there, it was fucking bad. I think it's always been bad.
The only
I
Pizza Hut
imagine
pizzas I liked were the ones that I made for myself when I worked there.
Even then, though, you're using the most frozen dough that's sprayed with
way too much fucking oil, dude.
It's insanity.
That's unreal. It's like it does not
you
need
could
to be
not
covered
work there
in
and
oil.
not feel greasy.
Yeah.
You just always felt like your uniform and everything about you just felt like so oily.
Disgusting, dude.
Yes.
The right amount of oil, which is far less than you're supposed to put in there, and it's a beautiful thing. Like it's still not great, but it's not. It's palatable.
Yeah. So when Domino's came into town, I was pretty fucking stoked about that.
I fuck with Domino's heavy, and they have incredibly good. It's affordable.
Yeah.
Like Pizza Hut is ungodly expensive for nothing. Yeah.
I thought it was cheaper than Domino's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you get at Domino's?
Well, I mean, even like I just paid $20 for a medium pizza because $15 for delivery. I mean, $5 for delivery, $10 for the pizza, and $5 for a tip.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
You know, $20 for a za is
What's a
kind of
medium
lot.
delivery for fucking Pizza Hut go for?
I don't know. I guess I've ever just ordered one pizza from Pizza Hut.
That's funny. Really, just one?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah. No.
Oh.
Like
Wow.
I've ordered like multiple things. Like the only time I ate at Pizza Hut.
Oh,
was
the
when
only time
I
you've only ever ordered just one pizza.
Yeah,
I got you.
I've ordered pizzas. Don't get me wrong, but
This is
just
like pizza
one,
and
a
breadstick.
singular
Yeah,
pizza.
Singular one.
This is like
medium
this was
pizza.
a first time for me ever. I think.
Yeah, no, that's not
doing
a-
that.
Yeah, dude, we're in our sides years. Like we're adults. We're established. We're not homeless anymore. We're not begging on the streets. Like we're grown ass men. We're getting more than just one medium pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
true
me
that.
though. Not
True
if I'm at
sense
the
of
bar.
success.
If I'm working though, fucking.
No, that's perfect. Yeah. Grab
So
a slice here and
we got to
there.
figure out what game we're gonna play.
Yeah.
I found my DS again, which I'm very happy about.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah. I gotta stop losing that thing.
Dude, I don't know why they're so easy to lose.
Mine's black. That's part of it.
That is part of it.
Like that doesn't help at all.
Dude,
They're so sleek.
the amount of fucking shit that I own. How and when, brother?
It's accumulated.
I had literally nothing
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
That's
Yeah.
a long time.
It's a long
decade.
time, but like,
It's a generation.
how do I have
That's
this
a
much bullshit?
generation.
That's a generation.
That's a long time.
Is that really?
You want to know something weird?
Huh.
Here's a little old man podcast for you. Or guys
not
pretending,
old.
guys pretending to be old.
True.
Okay.
Guys with gripes like we're old.
Yeah.
Feel
There's a
justified.
21-year-old in the bar last night that was one of my sister's fourth grade students that was in the class back when I would like go in randomly. That was not that long ago. Like, it doesn't feel like. But it's just weird to know that a child, a 4th grader that my sister taught, is of drinking age.
Yeah.
It is weird. That's a weird one. But also not that weird, I guess, because you're like, well, you're probably like, what, 10 when you're in 4th grade? I don't fucking know. I don't know what.
Dude, I can't match ages to, like, unless you get up to like a junior. And then I'd be like,
yeah, you fucking creep. That's
no, I'm just saying, like, I can work the math to go from like, okay, like a senior is 18.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so
and then
I can,
like, okay,
math it
junior
down
would probably be
pretty
like
easy.
almost 17 or 17,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
beyond that, I'm like, I'm not working that math out. Fuck off.
I think I can kind of do it sometimes because 1st grade is also when Pokemon came out, so I think I was 8. Like,
that's fair. Every now and again,
have a
I'll
weird-
remember something about a year where I was in that grade, and I'd be like, oh, I'm pretty sure I was this. But it is...
Oh, but
take it
all
with a
memories
grain.
are so made up.
Yeah,
right?
subjective as fuck. It's my life. I don't remember.
There are memories that I try to, like, I recall. I'm recalling a conversation, playing video games with Sneech, right? And I can picture it happening when my parents lived on Craig Avenue in that computer room. But I know for a fact that's not true because I didn't start gaming with him in that group until my parents had moved into the house they're in now. But my brain, and our brains always do this, where they just muddy up memory.
Yeah, dude.
And, like, if it wasn't for those fucking factual dates, you know, I would totally think, like, oh, yeah, we went back to when we were living over here, you know, kind of thing. But it's like, nope, that's not.
That shit drives me nuts.
Those
dude.
memories that you have are fake.
Fake memories.
Those are fake. That comfortable memory is a fake fucking memory.
Yeah.
And it's unnerving.
Yeah, it doesn't give me happiness. You know that?
No.
And like, that's honestly, like, sorry, old people, but that's like the one thing I hate about old people. They're like, oh, it was September 18th.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember exactly.
63 and 2:30 o'clock in the afternoon.
You don't fucking remember that. You don't.
And I'm like, no fucking way.
No,
dude.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry. Like, I don't. And like when they will start telling you about some for fact about how things used to be.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't remember what happened fucking yesterday,
Yeah,
dude.
like,
I don't think so.
The only issue I have with Gen Z or Gen X, not Gen Z. Go on, Gen Z, rock on.
Yeah, do your thing.
Gen X. All right, so
Is that our parents?
that's younger than our parents, but older than us. That's like 80s kids. Is Gen X. So, as a 90s kid, I don't know about you. I was born like in '92.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get to claim the '90s because I was a baby.
Yeah,
through
I
the
was.
90s. I don't claim
there were
the
like
90s.
2 or 3, maybe 3 years left of the
That I
90s by
might
the time I was old enough to
Form
like
some
start
memories.
grasping
Have
the
a
shit.
slight understanding of my neighborhood, but I don't understand the
Yeah, I
world
wasn't
in the
experiencing culture of the
90s.
90s as.
But
yeah,
Gen X, dude, they're all about the 80s. They're all about it. It's like, dude, you're a 90s kid. You're the Gen X. You're really the 90s kid.
Yeah, you're
the
the
one that
actual
had
90s
an
kids.
actual like youth in the 90s. I was a fucking baby learning how to crawl and talk and like
yeah.
maybe kind of forming memories, but like that is one thing that just irks the shit out of me of how like they won't let you claim a time, but they will then claim
Right.
that
Yeah.
ti- like
calm down. You guys weren't in the mines,
Mm-mm,
okay?
mhm.
Like your exuberance
Back
of
in
youth
my
wasn't
day,
experienced until your
yo,
teens, like the rest of us.
Yeah, Fletcher, you wouldn't know about that, would you? I was like, you were born in '81.
Yeah, calm down, dude. Your
You
parents
were in
just
high
smoked a
school when
fuckload of
I was
weed.
also in
like-
elementary school. Like we were both in schooling at the same time. People that were even born in like the fucking 60s or 70s that act like they lived in the fucking 40s.
Yeah, I feel like I definitely have some people in my extended family that
They really
they'd
like
be like, "Oh yeah,
they
dude, the depression."
We
And I'm
worked
like,
so hard and
"You
like
went-
yeah,
what?
we didn't have electricity and like all this shit. And you're like,
Fuck out of here.
either A, your parents made terrible decisions, or B, you're a fucking liar. Just like
Yeah, not buying it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe your parents forgot to pay the bill one year, and like your power went out for like 2 days.
2 days.
Like,
and
calm the
You
fuck
formed
down.
a memory of like then you got to experience
Oh,
what
the
their
great
youth was.
the great chill of
62.
62. The one time we had to go to Nana's for the afternoon.
And she had an outhouse that we didn't use, but there was an outhouse.
There was an
there.
outhouse, and they had well water access. Real slumming it on the fucking homestead. It's so funny, dude. My recollection of well water is from a time when we were in great grandparents' backyard, and my brother hucked a fucking crab apple at me, and I turned around and caught it right in the throat, and it collapsed my windpipe.
Why does that make you think of?
I don't know, because they didn't have a well.
But you're like, they would have though.
They would.
Like if I was telling people I knew about a well, I would say it was at their house.
I would say, yeah. If I were to tell a white lie during a story just for no fucking reason, it would be that they had a well.
That I do
Which
know.
is why
I do know about pumping a well. Because
which is why I made me think of that. Because those two could be related, and you would never know.
They could be. They could be.
Which is hilarious because. Anyway, I was gonna say my aunt and uncle did have a well, and I have a very scary story, like memory from that, because I went with my uncle to shut off like the pipes that were pumping it up, and it was in the same range as a bunch of bulls that their neighbor, because they shared a water line. So the shut off valve was like 40 yards into their pasture, and yeah, she raised bulls, and so there were a bunch of bulls back there. And my uncle ditched me 40 yards from the fence. Because he thought it would be funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And I spooked them because they started walking towards me to check me out, and like I got real scared, and so I just thought I'll feed them so they know I'm a friend. So I just like ripped a single like blade out of the ground of like straw, still green, so it's rigid as fuck, and I'm just like trying to like extend it out as far as I can to like the nearest one, and it's swaying, just all kind of almost bendy, but it hasn't broke yet, because I'm holding it by the very end, and then it just like and like I was right up his nostril, and he did not like that very much, and I blacked out. And then I was on the other side of the fence. I'm calling
the biggest white lie.
No, it definitely happened. I don't remember like running. I don't think they actually chased me. I think he was just like, "What the fuck?" and started sneezing. And the other bulls were like, "What's going on over there?" And then I just like yeeted towards the fence.
Yeah, you're like, "I'm out of here."
But in I remember like aggressively being charged by like 10 bulls.
But like probably not.
No, it's probably just me like pissing myself running back to
You were really just like 2 feet from the fence.
Yeah, like it was a half mile.
They were like way over there, like running around. But your little kid brain is just like.
It was honestly probably me just like turned around after finishing my breakfast and looking out the dining room window and seeing the cows on the other side of the fence.
And just like making a really
that could
scary,
happen.
Yeah, that could happen. Really spooking yourself.
And I'm like, wow, core memory for myself that I just made up.
Yeah,
Hell
sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks, brain. Thanks for that trauma that didn't exist.
Yeah, my life is a lie.
Yeah.
My origin story is not authentic. I'm not even my own hero
None
or
of us
enemy.
are authentic, real people. We're all imposters.
Fake.
Yeah.
Especially you.
I like the idea that
I don't know.
someone is just riding us as a trip.
I hate the fucking idea that I am just the somehow temporarily aware
avatar
personification of like some other dude on acid, but like just a background guy. I'm not even the part in his peripherals. I'm just like part of the ecosystem of the experience.
You're just part of the feeling of the trip.
I am just the extenuation of
not even a true thought.
Emotional vapors of a semi-conscious thought.
Okay, Duncan Trussell.
Yeah. Write that shit down, dude. That was good.
What are we playing next?
I don't know. I'm kind of installing. I don't fucking know.
You gonna pull the fucking thing
I can't think of.
Pull our thing up.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I can see that shit. You remember what happened last time?
Yeah. Godspeed.
Just kidding. I'm on God mode right now.
Can you read that?
Oh yeah, and we're not playing it. It's the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
I wonder how many times we're gonna skip that.
Every time, probably. Oh, Call of Duty World at War. We didn't play that one.
No, we have not. We've talked about playing a Call of Duty game.
We have talked about it.
How are you feeling about a first-person shooter?
How am I feeling about a first-person shooter?
On the DS.
On the DS. Actually on the DS.
Yes.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it does. Do you want to pass?
No, but I want to look. What else is
Okay.
going to give us?
Okay.
We're not playing Monster High 13 Wishes.
Man, those games are that old. I mean, that show's that old. They still have games coming out for Monster High. But I've never seen it. I just still see games come out for that. I can't read that.
Holy shit. Onto Marama?
I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know. What just happened?
I got rid of it.
Oh.
I deleted it. Sudokuro. I don't know what any of this shit is.
I know. I can't read it, so you just have to like read it out to me and tell me what it is.
I do need a
can't see
solution,
that
a better
from here.
option for us to have access to the internet.
Curved
while we're
screens
recording.
are great until you're trying to read it from the side.
Yeah.
Okay, there I can kind of see. I bet that's just Sudoku, right?
Sudokuro. I don't know. It could be like the next Orcs and Elves. Shit, I keep hitting my mic. It could be. I'm gonna look it up, and if it's dumb, we're doing Call of Duty.
Okay. Between these two.
Kuro.
Oh fuck!
That sounded painful.
No big deal.
It is Sudoku. But it has a dragon on the front of it.
Sudoku.
Which is, if I'm being honest, exactly what I should have expected.
It looks that's a really sick cover art.
It looks
actually.
so fucking dope. I'm like, ooh, I want to play this game.
That's a cool dragon.
And
Yeah.
you go over and it's like Sudoku.
It's just straight up.
Like, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not trying to kill time after the power went out.
Are we doing Call of Duty then?
I guess so.
Well,
World
I'm
at
down
War.
with it. World at War.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That should be
Be
fun.
a good change of pace.
We gotta rip through our movies still real quick.
We do. I got 15 minutes of it watched in the month that we had to watch it.
So you experienced it about as much as you needed to. The movie was Valley Girl, which is what was the next one in our Nicolas Cage watch through?
Our last one was Outsiders, right? Or was it?
Yep, last one was Outsiders.
Yep.
So we've got. Oh, that is our fourth one.
That is our fourth one. Yeah.
So the next one is Rumblefish, but we do need to talk about.
I
Valley
am
Girl
curious
for a
about
second.
Valley Girl because you had told me that you thought I would like it because it was like music focused.
Yeah, the soundtrack was pretty dope.
The first two songs I heard, like the first song sucked,
Yeah.
and then the second song was pretty dope.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I just thought I liked it's the 80s, man. I like a good 80s.
The speaking, the Valley Girl talk. It's like how the movie starts, right? It's like the girls hanging out in the bedroom.
It
is. It's either like really bad acting or really good acting. I can't
tell which, but I don't
but I
necessarily
don't
like it.
No matter what it is, I don't fucking like it.
On all sides, honestly. My biggest, and I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting the comparisons between The Outsiders and Valley Girl, which from the premise are supposed to be two very different stories. But they felt
you have
very
the
similar.
Southees, right? I mean, you've got another
there's
group.
this almost gang
the
thing going
poor
on.
thing.
These guys versus those guys, and it's the Southies versus I forgot what they were called.
The Greasers.
Oh,
are you talking
in The Outsiders? I was thinking of the Valley Girl because they have a name for it, and I can't remember. But it's even less distinctual.
right.
It's literally like the inner city kids and
the rich kids?
The rich kids.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's like, and the inner city kid, it's not like when they're actually doing stuff, like, it's like, ooh, to walk a day in my shoes kind of shit. They have a whole montage of that where they go on a date. And so he takes her downtown, and it's literally just them driving into LA. And it's like, it's not grungy and disgusting. It's fucking awesome. It's downtown LA in the 80s. Like, and I'm just like, this is not holding up at all. It's like, they're just driving down the strip, and you're like, and they pull in and go to this like dope ass side room, and it's like a hidden club, and it's fucking dope because they're letting these underage kids in.
It's like, our life is way
sickest
rougher
shit
than
ever.
yours.
What are you fucking talking about? So yeah, the it doesn't really hold up, and they really don't play on it other than the girl is conflicted because
the guy is poor.
It's not even that he's poor. He's just this other group. He's just like, and they just dress differently. Like it's literally like they look different and their music is really different. Except for then they go to a concert and she's like, oh, "This is so good," and they're like, he's like, "Yeah, dude, we also listen to good music." And it's just literally the fact that they live over here and these guys live 20 minutes over here, and like that's it. And I just thought that was hilarious because all of the other tropes still apply. It's just the foundation of it is even like more laughable.
Yeah.
Because The Outsiders, it's still like
it's more.
You guys aren't pushing drugs or anything.
Yeah.
There's no need to protect your turf. Like, granted, at the beginning, these other guys beat up Ponyboy, and that's fucked up. But like,
yeah, but no, I get what you're saying. There is no, you don't. The only reason for turf is for dealing drugs and like gang
it's like the risks don't support or aren't supported by the rewards at all. There's no rewards. They're just
that is a good
scrapping for no reason.
That definitely felt off about that whole book and movie. And
it's never even hinted at that like the older kids are doing anything like that. They're not doing muscle jobs.
No, they're going to they work for the fucking mechanic.
They're just just like they just like to scrap and dropped out of school. Like, that's it.
No one's gonna bother them.
And then the rich kids are just really neighbors. Annoyed about these guys because they're gross. Like that's the whole thing, and it's like gang warfare, and it's like, no, it sounds like the rich kids were bullying the fuck out of the scrappy
poor kids,
dog yard kids.
Yeah,
and like to be fair, leave those guys alone for one. And then they just kind of did a little turf thing and beat up their little brother.
Yeah.
And then fucking followed him into a park when they were wasted, and then like one of the kids had to kill one of the guys to protect. Like, yeah, man, that's a little extreme. Why did we need to do this?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Valley Girl is the same way, but nobody dies. it's much more lighthearted.
Lighthearted, yeah.
But like you still end up with a lot of this over the top, misplaced,
too, right?
machismo.
Yeah.
Like this felt like a lot of the characters were all played by what's his he was the crazy guy in The Outsiders, the wild card, but like clearly needed psychological help, and it was really sad because he spiraled and then died.
Matt Dillon.
It's Matt Dillon's character.
I
just said that would have been easier. But either way,
Cadillac or something. No, what the fuck was his name?
It was something like, fuck, dude. Now I can't think of it either. Dell. Yeah, from Dallas. Or Dallas.
Dal. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Anyway, his character. He's just everything is extreme and unnecessary, and like his reaction and like the crazy like choices he makes you're like, well, this isn't really tracking here. He's off his rocker.
And from the little bit of Valley Girl that I watched, it is the funniest thing because
it's loud. It's boisterous.
I didn't look at the directors on it. Is a Coppola involved in this one?
It's got to be Coppola.
so there's something happening here because you have the very first one that we watched.
Yeah.
Right, where it's about all the teenagers. Crispin Glover's in it.
Yeah, dude, the best of times.
Best of times. So that's kind of the same feeling as Valley Girl, but it's that meets Outsiders.
Yeah,
and the next one that we're gonna watch
is another kid. I think this is gonna be the actual
warfare, and this should be the grittier, actual. They're grown up.
That's what I'm expecting.
Because we're gonna be watching Rumblefish.
Yeah.
So a movie I've always been intrigued about because I'm a big Tom Waits fan, and this is Tom Waits' kind of big.
There's a lot of cool names in this one.
Breakthrough deal. It is described from the little description that we saw. It's Outsiders. It's written by S.E. Hinton. Like it is the continuation.
What's going on with that guy? Yeah.
So for Nicolas Cage's first 5 films, taking out Best of Times. They all they're all even Best of Times. I guess
he's playing a misguided, youth. Yeah, in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
If he would have just joined the military in the Best of Times, he wouldn't have any of these problems.
We would have a much different lineup of movies, absolutely.
Because I am going off that this is the same character.
I have also been perceiving this as just him getting older, and we're watching him just grow up.
Yeah.
Just Nicolas Cage in these movies.
Yeah.
It's just him.
Because it's funny because he looks younger in this one than he does in...
in The Outsiders?
I was going to say in... because you don't see him in The Outsiders. We never saw him in The
I
Outsiders.
never...
He's in that one panning shot.
Yeah, and I never saw him.
I was gonna say in Fast Times at Ridgemont
Fast Times.
High. I forgot about that one too.
Oh man,
yeah.
I just have like a blurred that was him. In that one, and so I couldn't. I can't really place him, but he looks young in this.
He looks
like,
young in this one, yeah.
And it
Valley
is.
Girl. So I'm curious.
Listen, I say this as a massive Nick Cage fan, and I. This is not just a him thing. This is some dog shit acting. Like
it was like
right. It's either that or like you said, it's actually super accurate.
It's actually super accurate to
and
what
I
people are supposed to be like.
I can't accept that it's like because I would believe it. Unfortunately, which means that I know why I hate all of these people as older people. I know. Because of who they were their whole lives, which makes me feel partially justified. But that's
it really brings on the Gen X hate, doesn't it?
It really does. I'm sorry about it. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, they've done enough hate themselves, so we
I still treat people generally, or at least try to.
Yes.
Like you, until you fuck up with me, like you're okay.
Yeah.
But which is why I like saying inflammatory things about large groups of people. But yeah, fuck those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I agree with you. I'm really curious about this next one. And once again, Matt Dillon is your lead role. So Matt Dillon is back.
Yeah, and I like him.
It's
and
really
he was
funny
like
to see this.
Dallas was a super compelling character. And I was frustrated with where it went with him just because it made no sense and I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, as subjective as art can be in its forms, I really like the concept of like that just being an artistic expression of him as just being unpredictable and the tragedy of it, and it was so unnecessary and just exaggerating those qualities. Because as in the moment watching the scenes of him devolving and like whoa, why are you taking to the streets? Why did you kill that guy?
Yeah.
Wholly unnecessary. You weren't hurting for money. Like,
but that is, I mean, true to how a breakdown goes. Right?
It can be, right?
It can be, yeah.
And
I mean, you could also make it a conversation of humanity within society, like
it's so great.
He's got that beast in him that just cannot be tamed.
Got that dog.
You got that dog that ain't built for this world, you know. Yeah, I think this one will be because this is supposed to be an acclaimed film. I feel like
it's
at least like
it definitely is coming in with
indie-wise.
some weight from my perspective.
Yeah,
so
mine as well.
I am looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I still can't really quite get rid of the silent comparison to Warriors.
Not Warriors, Outsiders.
No, Warriors. In terms of like what I want when I'm like, we're gonna watch a gang movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or Gangs of New York.
It's S.E. Hinton though. Like
I know. So.
and now I'm so curious about S.E. Hinton. Now that I've realized now he has two stories that are the same thing. I want to know. There's a song called Rumble, and when they're in, and that is about the song Rumble. It has no lyrics, but it is about these gang fights that they called rumbles. And in Outsiders, they call it a rumble.
They do call it a rumble.
Rumble is happening tonight, and so that was a thing that was taking place.
Yeah, the
song
rumbles
got
were
banned
happening
from the fucking radio.
Oh shit!
Because
people were rumbling.
It was rumble, and it was inciting that same kind of energy.
I love that.
And the term rumble was kind of like a curse. Like it was like it wasn't something.
It wasn't something that nice people said. Yeah. Ugh. God, I hate that mentality so much. It's so stupid. Fuck off with that shit all the way. Grew up with that shit all the time.
I'm curious, did he actually come from that gritty kind of shit? Because it also, like you said, in the stories, it just doesn't add up.
No, it's unnecessarily extreme, and you're like,
But I also always wondered if that wasn't because that book was kind of written for kids.
There's that, and there's also like I haven't read the book.
I'm gonna correct this right now. S.E. Hinton is a woman.
Oh shit, we're canceled, bro.
We are canceled.
God damn it. Well, I mean, 30+ years ain't bad.
So what does she know the fuck about it then? Like, she dated a guy that was really into it, or her brothers or her dad or something were part of this fucking... I'm just so curious to how seriously hardcore was this greaser ganger lifestyle.
Dude, all I can think about now is like her portrayal of women. And by her portrayal, I mean like, the movie's interpretation.
In which one? In Outsiders?
Just in general, because now I'm like, women aren't like a.
She's only responsible for Outsiders, though.
No, I know.
We've seen.
I know, and I haven't seen.
There's barely any women in Outsiders.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that's an interesting thing.
Because it is. She does a great job capturing like some boyhood shit.
Yeah, and like not to say that that's exclusive necessarily to boys.
Right.
Not all of it. I think some of it is. But characteristically typical.
Time-wise speaking, right? Like, yeah,
it's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, it is. That raises a whole bunch of other.
Sorry for
questions.
misgendering.
No, I'm still. It makes me even more intrigued.
Yeah, I would agree. Actually.
Yeah, when you don't put your first name on your fucking book, how am I supposed to know what you're
How the fuck am I supposed to know? Yeah. A book about boys?
Hinton is a boy's name. It's
a
last name. But that's a boy's
name. I was like, well, I can think of about 30 boys' names that start with an H and about 3 girls' names. Henrietta.
Hillary, Heidi, Holly.
Okay.
Heather.
All right, show off.
Harper.
Oh, Harper's a good one.
Yeah, there's a few.
Hintafee.
All right, we are playing Call of Duty World at War.
Yes.
We're watching
Rumblefish.
Let's call it a month again. Let's just go ahead and say
we're gonna go for a month and we're gonna do our best.
Yeah.
Life has been
a
crazy little bastard, and just
it is what it is. We'll get them out when we get them out. Well,
we'll crank them out as soon as we can.
It's for us, not for you.
That's right. Remember that.
Yeah.
You little bitch.
You fucking ungrateful little assholes.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Love you. We appreciate you. Keep listening.
We actually really like it. Thanks. Next time.
See you in a month.
Woo.